Hi, my name is Jordan and welcome to Genie. Today I'm talking about my top 10 Disney animated movies. So yeah, we do a lot of top 10s lists that are mostly board game related, but since it's my birthday month, I get to pick whatever list I want to do for this month, and Kevin has done the same thing for his birthday month, and you probably have seen his top 10 Studio Ghibli films. That's what he did for his birthday this year. So yeah, and I decided for my top 10 list will be Disney animated movies, just because I'm a big Disney fan and I love a lot of Disney movies, and I want to talk about that. And I want to let you guys know there will be spoilers in case you guys have not seen any of these movies. For one, so if I say spoilers for some of the movies, you could just skip to whatever's next on my list if you guys want to. And also, I'm not going to talk about the controversies behind these films. I'm going to judge them based on the movies themselves, not based on like what happens like in the past or anything. I love these movies regardless. So yeah, just want to give you guys a heads up on that. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I have a list on my phone. So yeah, let's count down. So my number 10 favorite Disney movies is Moana. If you guys don't know, Moana is about a girl who is the daughter of a chief in her village, and her village is kind of her island is like dying, and then she goes on a quest to find Maui to restore the heart of Te Fiti. And that's basically the whole movie's about, and I love this movie. This is and as a Disney fan, it was really hard for me to I forgot to say this was hard for me to narrow down to 10 movies, because as a Disney fan, I have like top 25, so yeah, it was really hard for me to pick what's in my rankings. But yeah, so far I would say Moana's in my top 10 just because I love the characters. I love Moana as a character. I love Maui. He's such a funny guy, and not because he's voiced by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So yeah, I love this movie, and I really love how it's like a character going on jury. I love stories like that, and yeah, I just love this movie. I love the songs, and I know that there's possibly a sequel coming out, so I'm really excited about that. So yeah, I would love to see Moana's like journey, like to her, because I almost lost my train of thoughts there. But yeah, I love this movie, and I do hope to meet Moana in Disneyland or Disney World. So because I always have like a bucket list when it comes to Disney to meet all the Disney princesses, whether I met them like multiple times or once. So yeah, Moana is definitely going to be my top priority for the next future Disney trip for me. So yeah, my number 10 favorite Disney movie is Moana. So number 9 on my list is Brother Bear. If you guys don't know, this is a very underrated Disney movie that I personally love. It's about about a boy who is about to enter manhood, but then he angers the spirit, so he's been turned into a bear as punishment, and then he meets this Kilo cub who's just been alone, and yeah, that's basically what this movie's about. I love this movie so much. I love any movies that deals with sibling relationships, just because I have a close relationship with my sister, and it just warms my heart with movies like that. And yeah, I just really love Brother Bear, and I know I got to meet those two characters when I was a kid, and I was like so happy to see them, just because I love Kenai and Coda so much. And my husband is trying to distract me there, and I just love Brother Bear so much, and it's been one of my favorites since it first came out in theaters, and I wish that it gets more love than it deserves. So yeah, I even have a Coda plush in my reading room that I have in our house, and I also have a Brother Bear t-shirt that I got from Bucks Lunch, because I'm like, yes, I have a t-shirt from one of my favorite Disney movies. So yeah, I love Brother Bear that much, and yes, Kenai and Coda are very rare characters to me in the Disney parks, but I was happy that I got to meet them when I was a kid. So yeah, my number 9 favorite Disney animated movie is Brother Bear. And number 8 on my list is The Little Mermaid. If you guys don't know about The Little Mermaid, The Little Mermaid's about a mermaid who's just been curious about the human world, and then she ends up saving the prince from drowning from a shipwreck, and then she wants to become human herself, and then she goes to see which to make her wish granted, but of course it comes with a price. So yeah, that's basically the plot of The Little Mermaid. I know the remake just came out recently, and I'm not going to talk about that. So I knew that Ariel's always been one of my favorite Disney princesses, and she's always been like my top favorite since I was a kid, because I love mermaids since I was a kid, for one, and two, I just love her personality and like how she's like just all cheerful, and she's curious about the world, and that's what I love about Ariel. And yeah, and I just wish that, oh gosh, I am losing my train of thoughts again. What the heck is up with me today? But yeah, I've always loved The Little Mermaid when I was a kid, and I know Ariel's always been one of my top favorite Disney princesses. So yeah, and of course she was the first redheaded Disney princess. So yeah, and I don't love her just because of her hair. I just love her character, and she's always been my top favorite since I was a kid. So yeah, my number 8 favorite animated movie, The Little Mermaid. Number 7 favorite Disney movie on my list is Bambi. If you guys have not seen Bambi, Bambi is about little fun, and it's basically his life in the forest. And I think Kevin's trying to mimic one of the songs that was featured in that movie right now, and it's very distracting to me. But yeah, I've always loved Bambi since I was a kid. I love certain animals. I know I say I'm an animal lover, but I don't like certain animals. But I've always loved Bambi when I was a kid, and I know there's a sad part that happens in the movie, and I'm not going to spoil it, even though I said spoilers, but I'm not going to say it in case you guys have not seen it. But I just love the movie, regardless of that specific scene. I just love Bambi, I love Thumper, and I love Flower. I love their friendship, and I love how they grew up throughout the film. I've always loved Bambi since I was a little kid, and Bambi's always been one of my top favorites. So yeah, Bambi is my number 7 favorite Disney animated movie. And number 6, yeah, we're at number 6 favorite Disney animated movie on my list is Tangled. And Tangled, if you guys don't know, it's basically based on the story of Rapunzel, about a girl who gets locked up in a tower, and then she meets this man. And then I know that in this version they go beyond the story of Rapunzel, which I kind of like, just because yes, this is a story of Rapunzel, but they gave more story than the original fairy tale, which I actually really liked. And of course, Rapunzel had became one of my top favorite Disney princesses. So yeah, I love every Disney princess movie, but like I mentioned, Ariel and Rapunzel are like some of my top favorites. So yeah, I love Rapunzel. I got to meet her in Disney World recently, and she was a fun character to me. And of course, since Kevin and I were met her during our honeymoon at Disney World, she approves Kevin Smolder. So yeah, it was funny, but I just love Rapunzel. She's such a fun character, and I just love how she just wants to have a life outside of the tower. So that's what I love about Rapunzel. And Mother Gothel is one of my favorite Disney villains. So yeah, I love Tangled. I've watched that so many times, and plus Flynn Rider is becoming one of my favorite Disney princes. I know he's not a prince, but he's probably categorized as a Disney prince. So yeah. Anyways, my number 6 favorite Disney animated movie, Tangled. So my number 5 favorite Disney animated movie is The Aristocats. If you guys have not seen The Aristocats is about a mother cat named Duchess and her kids living a happy life, but then the evil butler takes them away just because he wants the money from their original owner, and then they end up getting lost and trying to get back home. I love this movie. I love Duchess. I love Marie. Marie is one of my favorite Disney characters. And yes, I am a cat person. That's why it's on my top 5. But I know I love this movie as much as my mom does, because that's one of her favorite Disney movies. So yeah, that's why it's by my top favorites along with hers. And also, I just love the romance between Duchess and Thomas O'Malley. I just love those two so much, and I know that those two are just such a cute couple, and I just love that movie. And plus, it takes place in France, and I know there's a lot of Disney movies that takes place in France, but it's one of my favorites that takes place in France. And a fun Disney fact: this was the last Disney movie that Walt Disney himself approved to make as a movie. So yeah, fun fact for you all. And I just love the Aristocats, despite like everything that has been going on with that movie. But I still love it as a movie, as the movie itself, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video. So yeah, my number 5 favorite Disney movie is the Aristocats. And my number 4 favorite Disney movie is Frozen 2. Yes, I'm saying specifically Frozen 2 because I love Frozen, but I like the second movie better. So I'm just going to say the plot of the first movie in case you guys haven't seen the sequel. So now, in the first movie, you follow 2 sisters, Anna and Elsa, and its story's based around the Snow Queen, in case you guys didn't know. But it's basically about how 2 sisters were separated because of Elsa's powers, and she didn't want to hurt Anna. And then after she was crowned queen, she runs away from home, and Anna tries to find a way to get her back home just because she still loves her sister regardless. I love Frozen, but I like the second movie better, but I'm not going to spoil the plot of the second movie in case you guys haven't seen the first one. So yeah, I would say the second movie, I like the story better, and I know I like the songs from the first movie better, but after watching it the second time with Kevin's family when we were visiting there in California, I was like, yeah, I like the second movie better. I mean, the songs are decent, but I do like the ones from the first movie more, but I just love the characters, and I loved the storyline of it, and yeah, basically, I just love the second movie more than the first one. I know how odd it is for a person to like the sequel more than the first movie, but for my case with Frozen, it's the second movie is better. So yeah, my number 4 favorite Disney animated movie is Frozen 2. So my number 3 favorite Disney anime movie is Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch follows an alien who is about to escape from being a prisoner in a space prison, and then you follow a little girl who's trying to make a friend and who has trouble making a friend, and then Stitch came along, and it was about their friendship and everything. I love this movie since I was a kid, like since it first came out, and I could not get over Stitch. He's such a cute character, and I've always loved meeting him in the Disney parks just because he's such a favorite of mine, and he's fun to interact because he's always like being mischief, but he's a cute guy as a whole. And I know that there were sequels along with it, but I've always loved the first movie just because I like Nani and Lilo's relationship as sisters. I love that sibling relationship, like I said, like with Brother Bear, and I love Stitch, I love Peakley, I love Jumba, I love all the characters from that movie, and it just warms my heart just because Stitch trying to be not a troublemaker like he was, and then he's trying to be different from the time he was created by Jumba, in case you... Spoilers, so if you haven't seen the first movie, but it's explained in the first movie, the first scene of the movie, just giving you a heads up. But yeah, I've always loved Lilo and Stitch, and I know it's also one of Kevin's favorites. We both share a love of Stitch, and we got to meet him. We didn't actually meet him. We saw him in his Elvis costume during Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and I hope that when we go to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party next time, we would just meet Stitch immediately because he was so adorable in his Elvis outfit. I'm sorry. For knowing that my grandma's a big Elvis fan, and I actually got a Disney pin of Stitch dressing like Elvis. It's just so adorable, and I was like, yeah, I love Stitch. So, yeah, before I ramble some more about my love for Lilo and Stitch, that's my number 3 favorite Disney animated movie. My number 2 favorite Disney animated movie might not be a surprise to you guys, but it might be a surprise for some of you, is Beauty and the Beast. If you guys don't know about Beauty and the Beast, it's about a prince who was cursed into a beast, and he has to... the curse has to be broken for someone to love him as who he is, and not not before the last petal falls. And of course, he meets Belle, who who took her father's place to be his prisoner, and then it's about their romance. And I know there's a lot of people that say like, oh, that's Stockholm syndrome, and I've read about it, and it's not. It's because he changed for her to become better, and that's all it is. That's what all I'm gonna say in case you haven't heard anything about it. So, but yeah, the Beast has always been my Disney prince, and I just love him that he changed for someone, and that's what I loved about him. And of course, Bella's my favorite Disney princess because she's a bookworm, and plus she's just so I just love Belle that much, not just because she's a bookworm. I just always loved her character since I was a kid, and I know I met her multiple times in my life in Disney parks, so yeah, she's always been my favorite Disney princess. So yeah, Beauty and the Beast has always been my favorite, and plus Kevin and I got to go to be our guest restaurant at Disney World because Kevin promised to me that we would go there during our honeymoon, and we did, and I love that restaurant so much. And yeah, before I ramble some more about Beauty and the Beast, that's my number 2 favorite Disney animated movie. And my number 1 favorite Disney movie is Peter Pan, and no, I'm not going to talk about what's wrong with this film because I love Peter Pan regardless. And if you haven't seen Peter Pan is about a boy who arrived in Darling House's nursery and take Wendy, John, and Michael on an adventure to Neverland. If you haven't read the books or other adaptations of Peter Pan, that's basically the plot of it, and that's always been my favorite since I was a kid. I loved Peter Pan, and Tinkerbell is my number 1 favorite Disney character, and I met her again the second time in my life at Disneyland. So yeah, I love the movie. I've always been a Peter Pan fan since I was a kid, despite what's been going on with people talking about it, but I love it as the movie. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I love this movie as the movie, not based on what's been going on. And I know the live action movie came out recently for Disney's Peter Pan, and I'm so nervous about it, even though I want to give it a try because I'm a big Peter Pan fan, but I know there's one Peter Pan adaptation I did not like, and I probably will talk about it on my channel because I'm thinking about doing a ranking on Peter Pan adaptations on my YouTube channel. In case you guys didn't know, I have my own YouTube channel which is called The Lost for Years, so Kevin will probably link my channel down below so you guys can check it out. But yeah, I love Peter Pan so much. Kevin knows how much I love Peter Pan, and the first Christmas present that he gave me was a pan flute necklace, which was from the movie Pan. But I'm like, since it's Peter Pan related, I love that. I haven't stopped wearing it ever since he gave it to me, and I just love Peter Pan so much. So yeah, before I ramble anymore about my number 1 favorite Disney movie, yeah, Peter Pan is my number 1. So that is it for my top 10 favorite Disney animated movies. If you enjoy this video, give us a thumbs up and click the subscribe button and ring the bell so you'll be notified for videos just like this. And I'm still trying to figure out my top 10s list for next year and for my next birthday top 10s list for the channel. I'm still thinking about doing something Disney related, but I'm not sure yet, but I'll figure it out when it gets closer. But be on the lookout for the next top 10s list. But until then, thanks for the videos.